Hi, this is D1, fixed versus growth mindset. So we'll start by asking you, making a statement really, I suppose, to say that we've all been in a place where we've given up and failed at something because we've tried a few things and we've lost motivation. We just think, oh, we're never going to be able to do this, and we've given up. So this section is about encouraging people to try and try again, and resetting people's attitudes, or what we're calling mindsets, so they will be more resilient, they will try harder, and they won't give up. So they've highlighted two mindsets: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. The fixed mindset is the ineffective one, and it's a belief that performance is down to talent and ability of yourself. So you're like, well, I don't know, I've just always been good, it's just natural, it comes naturally, I don't really work at it, it just happens. And then there's the belief of a growth mindset, that the performance is a result of practice. They say, yeah, I started lessons 10 years ago and I've just kept at it every week, and it's paid off. So I wasn't always good, but I had a great coach and we worked well together to achieve my goals. So you're attributing your practice and your effort and your hard work and your continuation of the practice and you're attributing that to your success. So I'm asking you to consider which ones you are. Perhaps you look specifically in terms of your BTEC and your exams, because unless we approach these exams with a growth mindset, potentially aren't going to get the grades that you would hope, which is a D star, D star, D star for the whole class. So the theory behind it, I don't know whether you've ever seen this theory or not, but I have put a link on there for you if you can have a quick watch of it. It's 5 minutes long, it's not a long one at all, and it just briefly goes over Dweck's experiment. So she experimented, I'll give you the outline, she experimented with groups of kids, I think they were 11 to 12 years of age, and she asked them, gave them a questionnaire first of all, and looked at them and decided whether they had a fixed mindset or a growth mindset, and then she put them into two different groups. They couldn't see each other, and they were given 12 tasks to do, so 8 of them were really simple and 4 of them were really difficult, and then she compared the results she got. And it was interesting that the fixed mindset, the group of children that she perceived to have a fixed mindset, did the easy ones really well. They worked really well together, got them done really efficiently. But on the harder tasks, they gave up on every single one. They didn't try very hard, and when they were asked about it, they said, oh, well, we're just not clever enough to do that. So they blamed their failure on their ability, which we know from the attribution theory, that's not a very good thing long term, because it can demoralise you, it can stop you working if you think there's really nothing I can do about it to improve. So the other group, the ones with the growth mindset, did the easy ones again, no problems at all, worked through them. But the hard ones, they tried harder and they kept trying with the same task over and over. And they would listen to each other, and one would suggest a new strategy, so they'd try that. And bear in mind, they're only 11 and 12-year-old kids, but they did keep trying. Therefore, they might not have completed the problems, but they had a higher success rate, so they did more than the other group. They worked for longer, and they got better results, so they developed further. And so that's really what the next, or this video is about, looking at the fixed mindset and how it can be quite damaging. So it's only going to take you a certain distance, and then when the going gets tough and you're up against people who are training really, really hard, trying new coaches, trying new strategies and techniques and things like that, they'll start beating you, because natural talent's only going to take you so far. So, talent versus effort. Yes, you can be talented. It's great if you're talented, but effort and hard work can override it. So that's what I just sort of explained before. So the brain develops with practice and rehearsal, and will improve over time, just like your muscles with a program of weight training. So you can develop how you think, and you can get better at that. You can do lots of different practices to try and improve the way that you do think. Influence of a fixed mindset on learning new skills. So it's actually the influence of both, and you're comparing what happens with a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So the situation was this. You've got challenges. The fixed mindset avoid the challenges completely. If they think that they can't do it, then they avoid it. This is a little bit like the Naff and Natch theory that we went through initially on personality. And those people with a growth mindset embrace the challenges. Yeah, all right, we'll go for it. It's 50-50. We might not get it, but we'll give it our best shot. And they feel good for it. They get pride with it, exactly like Natch and Naff theory. So the factor is an obstacle. So they've started on this challenge and they come across something that they're not sure how to accomplish. The fixed mindset gave up. The growth mindset persisted, listened to each other, tried new strategies, tried again. Got it wrong, learned from that mistake, tried again. But they're developing, even if they didn't get past that obstacle, they developed it and they were always thinking, how could I get past it in the future? If I had this, could we get past it? How can we make this? So they're thinking all the time and putting lots of effort into it. The next factor is effort. So the fixed mindset actually see putting effort into a task as completely pointless. They genuinely don't see that putting effort into something is going to improve their performance. They genuinely believe it's all on ability, and they think that their ability is what's going to get them past their exams or get them to the regional level and things like that. They genuinely don't see that if they put the effort in, they're going to improve. Whereas the growth mindset do see the key to success as putting effort in. That's going to make the difference. So they come across criticism from a coach, possibly poor results if it was an exam or you fail a driving test. The fixed mindset ignored feedback that was negative. They didn't want to hear it. They wouldn't take in any that they perceived to be negative feedback at all. They wouldn't think about it. Whereas the growth mindset encouraged and learned from the feedback and the criticism. Probably asked questions about it. Oh, why did you think that? Okay, yeah. Have you got any thoughts? Really embraced it. The success of others, a fixed mindset, actually feels threatened by other people's success. So if they see other people being successful and think that they might be moving on quicker than them, they'll just give up because they think, well, they're better. I can't be as good as them, so I'm just not going to bother. Whereas the growth mindset learns from other people and think, oh, I wonder how they got to that point. Right, I might try doing that, but actually I'm going to try it and do it more frequently because I actually want to beat them. So they use it to drive themselves and motivate themselves. So this is what happens in a fixed mindset and what happens in a growth mindset. So how is it of use to know what happens when someone's got a fixed mindset and what happens when they've got a growth mindset? And have you really thought about what you are and where you fit into this and what you could do if you do have a fixed mindset, how you could change that to a growth and why you would want to change that to a growth mindset? So these are the benefits. If you're highlighting a fixed mindset, it means that you can see a point as an individual person. So we're looking at individuals here. So it means an individual will feel there is a point to putting effort in. If you learn and understand the difference between a fixed mindset, well, this is the ability I am, this is what I can achieve, and I'm pretty good, until somebody practices harder and actually beats me, and then I'm like, well, I'm not going to bother doing it anymore then. So you get them to understand what a growth mindset looks like, and they will then start to think, well, okay, I'll put a bit of effort in and see what happens. They'll see an improvement. Well, okay, so what you're telling me is true, so I'm going to put more effort in. And there you've changed somebody's mindset. In a team, so the example that I've put here is the team have been training for 10 years in the same way, and they're really good coaches, they're great coaches, and they're really rigorous on their training. They have schemes of work, they stick to them, they do the same thing, they put the same type of people in the same positions, and they do the same thing every year, and they always finish top three. Top three every time in the league. They've never moved down the league, they're at the top league they can be in. This year, they're not winning. A fixed mindset as a team, they'd be like, oh, but they're not good enough. We haven't got the right team. It's odd, but you get good years and bad years, and this year they're just not willing. They're not good enough to do it. They haven't got the ability. Whereas if you develop a growth mindset as a coach, within your team, you're teaching them it's all right to move out of position. You're teaching them that, okay, well, we might have used that technique for the last 10 years and it worked for them, but look how you're different. So let's look at this from a different angle and think, this is our problem. Let's adapt it to suit it. And that's a growth mindset. So you're not just thinking, oh, well, it's always worked, and give up because you're blaming their ability. You're looking for other ways round to develop it. So you're always looking for ways to beat the challenge. So the next part of this was a 10,000 hour law. I don't know whether you've heard of this or not, but they say it is nationally recognised as being the amount of hours that you need to master a skill or fully learn a skill. And then they say if you do 10,000 hours of practice, you'll be amazing at it. It has been criticised, obviously, and they have said, look, this is only an average. This is not the same for all skills, because some skills are much simpler and take far less time. Some skills are far more complex and they take a lot more time to learn. Yeah, fine, makes sense. Then somebody else has come up and said, well, the type of practice makes a difference as well. So there are different practices. You don't need to know these. But you can practice the same skill again and again and again and again. It's repetitive without breaks, due to help your fitness, your muscular endurance if you're repeating the skill, also to make a memory trace, we call it, but basically to make your memory so you can copy it. Other type of practice means you can use mental practice and mental rehearsal if it's really complicated and got lots of different bits to it that you need to remember, and so on and so forth. So someone else said, yeah, practice is important. I'm not sure about the 10,000 hour thing. I think some take more, some take less. I think it's important what type of practice you use, and it's got to suit the skill. Totally agree. But the general thing here is that effort and practice is necessary, and it's far more reliable and will make far more of a difference and an influence than focusing on your talent or just your raw ability. And that's it really. I've just put to conclude, practice using a style that suits the situation and do lots of it. Just repeat it. So practice, the 10,000 hours thing, practice you have to do. Effort makes a massive difference. It doesn't take 10,000 hours to master a skill. It's an average amount, but the general rule is you need to repeat the actions again and again and again, and you will master them. Again, growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. It's not to do with talent and ability. It's to do with practice and effort and task persistence, etc. So we can't always be successful. You go to a training session and we now know that you have to train, you have to practice, you have to put effort in to be any good. So what happens if you do fail? What happens if your coach thinks, right, they need to be able to do this practice because we've got to be at that level. They do the practice on Monday and you fail at it. Some of the other group don't. Some of the other group members manage to achieve it, but you can't do it. So on Thursday, the coach does it again because the majority can do it and they develop it. You couldn't do it in the first place. You still can't do it, and now they've developed it. So you failed again. What happens to those people if you fail again and again and again? And what happens is you become what is called learned helplessness, which is a condition where the feeling or belief that no matter what you do, you're going to fail. So even if you do put effort into it, you're going to fail. So it's again this closed mindset, this fixed mindset. And that can happen if you have tried something and failed, tried something and failed, tried something and failed again and again and again. I would link this part back to, and in your Check Your Understanding questions, I think this will be useful. I'd link this fixed mindset and this learned helplessness, this thought that it doesn't matter what you do, you're always going to fail at it, down to past performance accomplishments and the coach setting 2 challenging tasks that you can't achieve. So how you would try and change this learned helplessness and come out of this fixed mindset is going back to the basics with self-confidence and saying, right, well, we need to make people achieve. If they can be positive, so we'll make the practices develop gradually, but still be quite challenging, and we would differentiate between one person and the other, so all of the team are actually moving and progressing. Yes, they may not all be the best, they may not get to the end, but they can see where the progress is. And that's really important for a coach to be able to do that. So there are lots of coaching strategies to get out of this fixed mindset and to help get out of the condition of learned helplessness and past performance accomplishment. So making sure people succeed early on is key. Making sure they're encouraged and they're reinforced when they do something correct is key. And that's that section over and done with. D1 and D2 will be on a different video.